Minnesota Vikings. "22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Duggan will look to throw this. And his first pass is incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now they'll change things up. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out deep.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. DeAndre Swift with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. You look at this defense for the Vikings. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend to the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Sheds off the tackle. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their effort.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Pete Werner has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Duggan looking to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the...
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Duggan. They'll roll him out right. A quick throw here that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him...
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Colin Saunders drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Marco Wilson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Scrimmage the 37 on 1st and 10. Duggan now to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
On 2nd down, Swift. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now you look at this Saints defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
That'll be caught. It's caught. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Here's Duggan to throw. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. In motion left goes a tight end. Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The Vikings at 5-4 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. Gets past one man. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
A handoff, Swift running to the left. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. From the 21, here's 2nd down and 7. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Swift with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And they're able to add on to their advantage. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
After one, 17-7 is our score.
Vikings 17, Saints 7.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now brings up 4th down.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Throwing, Duggan, rolling to his right. Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, Vikings! Cooper Kupp with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Swift. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. Duggan. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Dugan. And that is incomplete.
certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Swift going to try up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Isaiah Foskey able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
In motion right, Olave. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Well, I think the hope is, you know, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage. You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Now let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion right, Olave. Jet sweep. Carr bats it forward.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. From the gun, it's Carr.
This one swung out to Williams.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. That's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to make it fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They run. It's Williams. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Here's a handoff to Swift running left.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
This offense so far on third down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. 129 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And quickly, they get to the line.
On 3rd down, here's Spears.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Kevin O'Connell has a play call ready. His guys going for it on 4th. They'll try it now with Swift.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Sims. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and goal from the 1. Swift will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
I give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick 6 against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick 6 of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick 6, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
Extra point right down the middle, and the route is on here in this first half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half. Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, here's Carr. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on fourth down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on fourth and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They do go for it. It's Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. They go play action here on first down. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Bounds inside the 15-yard line. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. On first and 10, Dugan. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
At the 7-yard line.
Looking to throw. Dugan. This is caught. Touchdown! DeAndre Swift. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings continue to pour it on. They go up by 40 now. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on fourth down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Throwing his Carr on third down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Troy Anderson. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
The turn. Great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So a good challenge there. The look pretty conclusive. The feet were in, and it's a completed pass. Back to throw. Dugan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. A second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into fourth down.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Carr going to throw. Setting up the screen for Miller. 7 yards there and a first down.
I've got to give it up for him right there. Stared down the barrel of the blitz. Acted as his own blitz control. Knew he would take the hit and dumped it off, and they pick up a first down.
That's what the safety valve's there for, right?
That's exactly what he's there for, although most quarterbacks will tell you, I wouldn't mind actually having him in to protect so I don't get hit as often, but sometimes you just have to step up and make a play.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Shotgun now for Carr. This is Smith with a grab. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Carr's throw complete there to Johnson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. 15 yards there on the catch and run. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock.
Now Carr again. On the move to his left.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Saints are able to claw one back. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field.
Carr will look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
The Vikings send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. It's taken to the 26. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 17.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Saints first down, and he'll have it by plenty, as it turns out to be a big gainer there on fourth down. Now Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Carr to throw again. Here's Johnson with a reception. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Throwing now is Carr. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Here's Carr. Steps away. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Now Carr. Flushed out right. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Not what you wanted there. It goes as a sack and a loss of a yard. And not only that, now it's 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Carr. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You just kind of feel for the defense right now, this deficit. They have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Now after the INT, it's Carr. That one complete down the field to Smith. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look.
Touchdown, Saints! Chris Olave, a 22-yard touchdown ground. And the Saints take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Well, yes, that's his third touchdown catch, which is very impressive, but on the scoreboard, they're still struggling.
So safe to say that without him, my goodness, yikes, they are in major league trouble. He's doing his best to try and keep them in the game.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
To throw is Duggan.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Duggan looking to throw.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to 3rd down.
Throwing, Duggan.
And that is incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, it's Carr.
He lets it go deep for Olave.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Carr now on first down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. One final try now for Carr. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
93. Express.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field,